Hi there. Today I want to show you how I draw my illustration with watercolor. So these are going to be about my sticker for my bullet journal for February. So my theme, my color theme in February is pink. So basically I have taken out from my watercolor stash a lot of pink, reds, and I don't know why these are here, pink, reds, and purples plus white, because I think I will gonna need to lighten some color and some paint gray for the shadows. So these are basically my main color. If I'm going to use some more extra color, I will put all the names anyway in the description box below, and probably some fine tech golden orange, I don't know, yeah. Then I'm gonna use my eraser, my pencil, and my other pencil eraser for detail. And you don't see me drawing during this video because I am no Da Vinci, sorry. So I get really scared when I have to draw directly with my fine liner. So I prefer to draw everything before with all the details and everything, and then just go on top of it with the fine liner. You're going to see me trace everything with the fine liner, so basically you're going to see how I draw things anyway. But if I start the video with me drawing everything, it took me like 1 hour and a half to draw everything. The video is going to be super accelerated or super long, so there is no point in that. So you're not going to see me using very much these, but I've used them a lot for making this. And then I have some fine liner, 0.05 and 0.2. The bleed proof white, because for white details I'm gonna need these, because this one is just for lightening the color, but it's transparent, so no helpful in for having a nice white. Plus some fine brushes. This is a 3 sides. This is the smallest size of the water brush, and these are actually brush for nail art. I know probably all the real watercolor artists in the world are just dying to see me doing this, but I really love how they are good for small details, so I'm gonna use them. And I'm gonna use sometimes for making some kind of round shapes, I use the stencil and I just use it like these. So I'm not going to trace everything, but just some lines around, and then I just connect them on my own. So the style remain like hand done, but you have a real circle. Otherwise, just me going random. I'm no Giotto even, so no way that I can obtain a perfect circle. And then I have my color chart for seeing the color, and of course the drawing I already made. So plus 2 jar of water, because in this case I'm gonna use very light color, so I prefer to have a clean water to pick up the water, and one just for cleaning the brushes, a dish for my color, and some paper towel. This month I decided to go with some kind of love sticker, since it's February, Valentine's Day and everything. But I think that my life, it's not, I have a boyfriend that I love so much, but it's not everything. I have even other things in my life, especially myself. So I decided to have this month dedicated to love, but love for whatever you like, even love for yourself. So I thought that some good reading, some lighting some candle, having a tea, or just, I don't know, relax and chilling out, I don't know, something that could bring love to you, even if you are not in love with someone. And here, this is gonna be my week cover for next week. So this one, it's a drawing that I've already made for my cards, my Valentine's cards. You are going to find the link for my shop in the description box if you are interested in. And I'm going to do this as a cover, so I draw it again, and that's it. So let's get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is to trace everything I have drawn. So I started with the jar of love, and it's basically a jar full of different heart shapes and sides, and I'm just tracing everything. You see me doing very fast, but in reality I have took all the time that I need, because it's way better to be slow but precise than too fast messing around. So, and I'm just using simple doodles, so some books, some one feather, a banner, an arrow, tea, this kind of stuff. Anything very complicated to draw, but we are going to pump it up with the watercolor. So you will see that it's going to be much more nicer. And I'm using the 0.2 fine liner for the most of the tracing, and the 0.05 fine liner just for some inner details. After tracing everything, I'm just using my eraser to take all of the pencil out, so it's not going to be fixed with watercolor. And then I start to color some of the hearts, so I'm using like 4 or 5 different shades of pink, like light pink, fuchsia, red, something, a lot of color combination in between, and I'm just placing them random, so you can have different color effect. For the lid, I have used a color called paint gray, and I've just made some darker shade on the left side to give it a little bit of more roundish and depth idea. And then I am going to color everything else, starting with the lighter color as usual with watercolor. And I have made first the lighter layer, and some of the objects like the cloud, as you are going to see me doing here, and the balloon and the feather, I have done a second layer using a wet brush with just water to wet first the paper, and then use the color to give a little bit more of shades and different texture. And for the feather, I have waited that everything was drawn properly, dried properly before, and then I have used the brush tip for making some lines to give the idea of the fluffiness of the feather. And now I'm back to the jar, and here I've used the color random, but you can also choose to use, for example, doing the darkest color on the bottom part of the jar, and then going to lighten up the color as you go towards the top of the jar. Or otherwise you can draw even the same idea with sides, so have all the biggest hearts on the bottom and have the smallest one on the top. So it's totally up to you. And I'm using my Fudenosuke Tombow for writing glove, and a 0.8 fine liner for writing I am full of love for you. And here I'm drawing this hedgehog that it's awful. I'm sorry, it was my first time and I tried, but no, we are not there yet. I'm gonna try it again for sure, but this time it's not what I meant to be. And here I'm using the white bleed proof for making like the icing effect on the donut, and just using the fine tech for giving some shades on the cloud, the golden orange, sorry. And here I'm just pumping up a little bit the shapes of the circles. So here, I mean, everything was pretty easy to do, but the effect is really nice, and I've used my silhouette to turn them into stickers that will be available in my shop. The same as for the love jar, that it's going to look like this. And so I leave all the information in the info box below. If you want me to do something that it's more teaching about watercolor, slower and everything, I can totally do it. I just thought that for this first time I didn't want to get you bored, so I was a little bit faster, but of course we can do even something more detailed. Just let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon. Bye!